if they just couldn't understand the reasoning and the logic that went on in my head. I had a brain, it was insane, so I just let them laugh at me when I refused to ride on all those double-decker buses, all because there was no driver on the top.
Cabaret, to me, means going to a Broadway show, but to a real intimate Broadway show. Because in New York, when Joy and I, my wife and I, go to a Broadway show, there's 1,000, 1,500 people in the audience. And even though we may be in the first 5 or 10 rows, you lack the intimacy. In our cabaret show, you're 2 or 3 rows away from the cabaret singer. You feel an intimate yin and yang. They see you, you see them, and it just creates a more intimate involvement in the music.
Cabaret is such an intimate form of a musical experience because it almost invites the audience to experience the artist through music by using music as a means to convey personal experiences, stories, and those stories and those experiences, that is what bonds the artist to the audience.
It's a totally different experience sitting at a cabaret table with a cabaret light and very close to the performer.
There are typically 5 performances in the cabaret season, and on top of that, in order to bring the arts to the Detroit community and Metro Detroit communities, throughout the season there are a few master classes, a few educational bits of programming that tie the community to the arts, to the next generation of Detroit artists. And I think that that's extremely important. I think it's amazing. And I think that that is one of the biggest ways to bring up the next generation of Detroit artistry through educational programming.
Yesterday, when Julie did her master class, she did something different that no one has ever done before, which I think was great. She had a warm-up session where every singer, before they go on to Broadway or opera or whatever, they go.
And so if I don't get my REM sleep, then I don't feel like I can sing well. So good luck to me with a newborn coming.
And then each student had a chance to perform a song and they'd get some constructive suggestions and criticism.
Just because it comes from this very personal experience that he's lived through, I just think you need to stand in your truth.
One girl had a hard time with hitting a certain note. She started crying. Julie came up to her, put her arms around her, and just hugged her.
I believe in the healing powers of the arts. I believe that it is a universal language. Whether you're living here or in Asia or in Africa, you can and will relate to the arts in some way, shape, or form because it speaks to the heart. Cabaret 313's mission is to bring the art of cabaret and then some to every nook and cranny of Detroit and beyond. And as the new executive director at Cabaret 313, that is exactly what I want to push because I believe in the transformational power of the arts.
I go back to the theater and I just can't shake the feeling that, I have to face 1,100 people in the audience that night, and all I can think is how disappointed so many of them are going to be that it's me. And I'm feeling like a secondhand rose. Funny, did you hear that? Funny. Yeah, the guy said, honey, you're a funny girl. That's me, I just keep 'em in stitches, doubled in half. And though I may be all wrong for the guy, I'm good for a laugh. I guess it's not funny like life is far from sunny, when the laugh is over and the joke's on you, a girl ought to have a sense of humor. That's one thing you really need for sure when you're a funny girl. The fella said, a funny girl. Funny. How it ain't so funny. Funny girl. And then I think to myself, you know what? I am so lucky to do this thing that I love. So I'm going to go out there and play this incredible role that I get the chance to play. And I'm going to give it everything I've got, whether it's performance number 1 or performance number 181. Whether I'm scheduled to go on or whether it's a surprise. Whether I'm playing the role 8 times a week or just standing by. Because it's not just standing by, it is giving the performance of a lifetime every single time. So, adrenaline pumping, just like when I was 19 years old, I walk out and I look into the imaginary mirror in the audience and I start the show. Hello, gorgeous. Who is the pip with pizzazz? Who is all ginger and jazz? Who is as glamorous as? Who's an American Beauty rose with an American Beauty nose and 10 American Beauty toes? Eyes on the target and wham! One shot, one gunshot and bam! Hey, gorgeous, here we go again. Now we begin, kid. No looking back. Stiff upper chin, kid. Let's give 'em hell, Banks. We'll cry a little later. Well, Banks, that's life in the theater. Get ready for me, world, 'cause I'm a comer. I simply gotta march my heart the drummer. Nobody, no,